The narrative of the Annunciation brings joy to the modern reader. Here, the angel Gabriel appeared to the young Mary and proclaimed the coming of the Christ. The good news was first announced at that meeting. And at that encounter, Jesus gained his first disciple with Mary's declaration, "Let it be done to me according to your word." The joy the scene brings us, however, hides its internal tensions. 3 such tensions come to mind: Mary's place within her clan, her education, and the potential scandal that faced her. First, as a young teen, she lay at the bottom of her clan and society at large. Families hid girls from outsiders, especially men, not only to guard their virginity, but to protect the reputation of the clan. Any impropriety could bring shame on the girl and her clan. As a result, she could face punishment, even death. In Luke chapter 1, verse 28, Gabriel greeted Mary. The word for greeting in Hebrew was peace, shalom. In Greek, it was rejoice. In Latin, it was hail. Of course, the Latin provided us with the first words of our familiar prayer, the Hail Mary. But after Mary heard the greeting, she wasn't overjoyed at the presence of the heavenly messenger or the content of his words. In fact, she reacted in the opposite manner. Why? 2 reasons. The presence of God, even through his angels, caused disruption in the lives of people, even to the point of dread. After all, the Lord changes lives in a dramatic fashion, and no one I know likes to have their lives altered so radically. The other reason involved the question of honor. Implicitly, Mary wondered what this greeting meant to her and her family. The second tension involved her knowledge of Scripture. As a young teen, she only knew what her family discussed. Hidden away by her relatives, she wouldn't have the opportunity to attend synagogue and learn Hebrew, or study the Torah like her male counterparts. But Luke, the evangelist, used her ignorance to heighten her place as the first disciple. Consider Gabriel's encounter with Mary's relative Zechariah at the temple just prior to the Annunciation. This man stood at the pinnacle of Jewish society. He had an impeccable heritage as a descendant of Aaron, and his wife's pedigree and morality brought him honor. As a priest, his rotation placed him at the altar of incense, immediately outside the Holy of Holies. He stood just feet from the innermost chamber of the temple, where Jews believed God dwelt. Here, Gabriel proclaimed the birth of Zechariah's son, John the Baptist. But the priest doubted the angel's words because of his and his wife's advanced age. The man stood mere feet from the presence of God. The priest who knew Scriptures remained uncertain about the good news. In contrast, once Mary understood the import of Gabriel's words, she accepted the message. Here the lowly girl rose in status because she said yes to the good news, while her priestly relative fell in honor because of his doubt. Luke the evangelist laid out the later teaching of Jesus. The proud will be humbled, and the humble will be exalted. The third tension in the story was her pregnancy out of wedlock. The potential scandal from her situation affected not only her status and that of her family. As a member of a small village, her reputation could tarnish the region. So why did she agree to become a mother? In first century Palestine, the honor of a woman depended upon the reputation of a prominent male in her circle. A righteous husband reflected well on his wife. A good son made his mother proud. In the question of Mary's place, notice the honor reflected upon her. Her son would be the Messiah, not only the son of David, but the King of Kings. He would give his followers the Spirit, the very power of God. She would receive this Spirit when she became pregnant with the Christ. She had the honor of being the first disciple, for she believed the good news, and because the Spirit came upon her with power. She would be the mother of the Messiah. Such a status far outweighed any scandal the pregnancy might cause. In the small hamlet of Nazareth, in the region of Galilee, a young teen stood in the presence of God and said yes to his message. By grace she stood before the Lord's angel without sin, and by grace she freely and readily accepted the honor of becoming the mother of Jesus, the Christ. The title Mother of God not only reflects the exalted status of Mary in the Christian community, it also shines a light on the Church's faith in her Son. As believers, we hold Jesus as true God and true man, two natures in one person. As such, he is truly the second person of the Trinity. And Mary is his mother. Truly, she is the Mother of God.